G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So, I said I wasn't going to vlog today, but I am. I don't feel that great, but we'll get past it. Spontaneous trip to Bunnings. I'm going to get a couple of plumbing pieces to change some stuff. You guys will see what's happening. Alright guys, so I'm buying fittings off the top of my head, trying to remember where I can put them. This is fucking risky business, but I'm pretty sure my memory is good, you know what I mean? Now I need to find some paint, which is also going to be memory, trying to remember the colour. I think it's like Fun Time or Playground or something. Let's go find it. Alright guys, I'm looking. I've got no fucking idea. Look how many blues there are. I swear it was a Dulux colour. I could be wrong. If I dig through photos I might find the colour, but I'll be here for years. Alright guys, so after like 15 minutes of searching through my phone, I actually found the original colour card when I first bought this paint. That photo is like 2 years old. I had to go through 4,000 photos to find it. But anyway, this should be the right fitting. This should be... Oh, this is plenty of paint. Yeah guys, I use the cheapest paint I can get to paint my tanks. It's great if you don't move your tanks around, which you guys have seen my room. Everything's well and truly fixed into place. But using cheap paint, be warned, if you move the tank it flakes bad. And you end up, yeah. You pretty much got to go acrylic and use an etcher if you want good paint, and it ends up really expensive, so it's not really up my alley. And yeah, like I said, I don't move tanks around, but yeah, so like if you paint the base with this cheap stuff, when you go to move the tank, the foam will actually peel the paint off, but that's not an issue for me. I left the keys in the door. Let's go home. We're home guys. I really need to get a dash cam, because I could do like whole episodes on idiot drivers. We'll get one I reckon, and every now and then I'll just drop in some videos. So I was just driving through a roundabout and somebody was in like a brand new Volkswagen. The car was literally less than a year old, and they stopped in the roundabout, like giving way to their left, if that makes sense. I wish I had it on video. I came up to the corner, I braked, I stopped, and then they stopped and waved me through the roundabout. It made no sense at all. Anyway, so let's talk about the plan. So you guys may be wondering, why the hell has he bought all this shit? Alright, so that 25mm T is going in there, and we're putting a ball valve with a tap there. Now, I'm only going with a 15mm ball valve because I find the smaller ones are easier to use and cheaper, and we're only running a garden hose, so size didn't matter. So we're adding that to that. For you guys who don't know, that bit there is my pressure tank. So like when I never used to have that, that used to be an elbow straight to the solenoid, and there wasn't actually enough space there to create like a pressure like build up. So this pump was kicking on like every 5 minutes, on and off, and trying to keep the constant pressure just in that elbow. With the more water volume, it's easier for it to keep the pressure right in, like within the tolerance. So we're going to put a tap in there, which means stuff like the Daphnia, I can use this water, the filtered water, and it also means like in the fish room, if I do a vac or something, I can use this water instead of tap water. Now I've actually wiped out a whole tank in the fish room of Malawi hawks, the Christie or whatever they are. I pulled some water out of it to fill another tank, and then I did like a 60% water change on it with tap water, and I forgot to add conditioner, and I killed the whole lot. So I've been planning on doing this since then, and I don't know why I never did it previously. Alright, so then the next part B. I need to get everything off here because there's a tank going here. Part B is moving this pipe. So this pipe is going to swap to the other side of that leg. So it's going to go that way and that way. And then we have to extend that there, which isn't a drama. I'm not sure how I'll extend it. I've got a 50mm bit of pipe there, but there's no reason. Yeah, we'll I don't know, guys. I'll have to think about it. Either way, I'm going to have to melt out some fittings, I think, which I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm sure some of you already know how to, but it's a dodgy way of doing it, but I like doing things dodgy, so it's the way I do it. Alright, so that pipe is getting moved to that side, which creates 4 foot here. Sharon started laying. There's only a little bit of eggs there, so she's definitely not finished. I just ripped the divider out. I don't know how this is going to go. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. At first I thought he was going to go straight to the plate, but I'm really hoping he's just been a bit curious and he'll start fertilizing. We'll see. It's so hard to work full time and breed flower horns. It's so hard. Luckily, the batch that I have over there, she laid on a Sunday. So I've got this 4x14x18 to put in that space that we're going to create today. Alright guys, now we've got a coat on that, we'll look at the pipe work. I'll probably do 3 coats on this. You can see there I started to scrape off the old paint, and then I put the paint side by side and realised how close it is and how long it was going to take me. I don't have any paint stripper here, and I should have grabbed some but I didn't. So now we're going to start cutting pipes up. First up we have to clean the area, and then we start cutting the pipes off. And we're actually going to try to save some of these fittings and reuse them. Alright guys, so I need to get this one out. The main reason is there's no gap here. It would have been better if that was further across. I could have just replaced the elbow, but I'm sure if there's any plumbers on the channel, you'll get angry at me what I'm about to do. But anybody who wants to try and save a fitting, like that's expensive. I'm not replacing that. So if you're a plumber, comment below. Is this frowned upon? I'm going to go with yes. But alright, so set that on fire. Give it a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really recommend this, guys. But yeah, I do it. Essentially, if it was only an elbow, it's only saving me like $2, but that's like a $30 fitting, so it's not hot enough, guys. Obviously make sure it's out before you put any more glue on it. Yeah, as you can see, it's not the safest thing in the world. Make sure you put the glue nice and far away from the fire, the actual tub. So it's actually going to be a little bit short, but we can manipulate the pump and everything to allow that 20mm that I cut off when I cut the fittings off. Oh, this one's a stubborn one. There we go. Hang on, I'll get a different screwdriver. There we go, guys. And out she comes. Then you just like The inside's in good nick. This isn't under pressure, guys. Obviously the water pressure of the IBCs, which is only be like 5 psi or something. I do know my PSIs in depth, but I can't think of them right now. So now let's glue this all back up. Okay, so first up we're gluing the new elbows on. I actually did use new elbows. Then we glue back in the piece that we had just cut off. It is 25mm shorter, so it was a bit of a drama getting it to fit. But in the end I got it all pretty good. Alright guys, so that's all glued up. It was a bit of a mission, like I had to maneuver it a bit. So this pipe here's got a fall on it now because obviously we cut that shorter, but that doesn't matter. The one that was the issue is that pipe from there to there is shorter. So I had to like really kick it, and then yeah, it was a bit of a pain, but this pipe's not under pressure. There's a fair bit of tension on that corner there, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. But I made sure I got it. It's all the way in, so it's basically an inch shoved in. It's pulling pretty tight on it, but I don't think it will leak. We'll check it out in a minute. We're not going to check it out just yet because we've got one more thing to do. We've got to add the tap up here. Now I've got to measure the tank and measure the tap and work out where it's going to land, because it needs to go over the top of that 4-foot tank we're putting in here. Alright guys, so first of all I covered the controller in water. As soon as I realised I pulled it off, but by then it was too late. It should be waterproof, so it should be alright. And then I'm just screwing all the fittings together with a good quality thread tape, because that's going to be under constant pressure. This side of the fitting won't be under constant pressure, but I still use plenty of thread tape. And then slipping this on is quite easy. That big piece there moved, so it wasn't a drama. Alright guys, so we've got a little bit of foam set up. We've got our tap on. I measured it, so that should sit just above the tank. So it is going to be a bit of a pain to access. I'll have plenty of room to access it from this side, but for how often I'm going to use it, I'm not too stressed. I think I'm just going to turn the whole system off for 24 hours. So there'll be no water changes in the fish room tomorrow. And then I'll turn it back on when I get home from work tomorrow. We can open these. So guys, the only way to isolate that section there is to turn close the IBCs. And obviously when I do that, this pipe here, all of that pipe there, those pipes there are still full of water. It's crazy how much water comes out of them. So yeah, we flooded the shed for a second time in 2 days. But that's alright, this time was for a purpose. I had a bucket sitting below that pipe. Look how much we caught, like, what's that, 2 litres? Alright, so I don't know if I'm going to get the tank in tonight, guys. I've put a second coat on it, but it does need 3, and the second coat's not drying because the sun's just disappeared and it's dropped quite a few degrees. I'm just going to keep an eye on these flower horns and try to get a 3rd coat on it, and it's not going to rain, so I think I'll put the tank in tomorrow, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. You guys don't need to see me put 3 coats on this tank. You understand that. I think I'm going to move it tomorrow because it's just going to be messy if I do it tonight. Also, I want to leak test the water change system before this tank goes in. I was just thinking about that then. We'll turn that pump back on tomorrow when we get home from work, and then we'll put the tank in once we can confirm there's no leaks. Because it's going to be hard to get to once the tank's in position. I hope you enjoyed watching me get saturated. Anybody who's not subscribed, can you please hit the subscribe button? We've almost hit 300, that's pretty exciting. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Peace out.